A man does not lose his purpose in one dramatic moment. He loses it slowly. In noise, in distraction, in the quiet habit of giving his attention to everything except the life he was supposed to build. That is how many men disappear without ever leaving. Not because they were never capable of discipline, purpose, or meaning. They disappear because they become misaligned. Their mind is in one place, while their habits are in another. Their mouth says they want more, but their daily life keeps bowing to what is easy, shallow, and immediate. And a man who lives like that eventually feels it. He feels it in the heaviness he cannot explain, in the lack of direction. Because deep down he knows something is wrong. He knows he is giving too much of himself to what does not deserve his attention. He knows he is too available to noise, too available to the distractions that make a man feel occupied, while his purpose remains untouched. That is the modern tragedy. A man can look busy and still be drifting. A man can speak about purpose all day and still live in a way that keeps purpose far from him. Because purpose does not stay close to a distracted man. A scattered life cannot carry a serious calling. A mind ruled by entertainment, comparison, impulse, and endless stimulation will always struggle to hear what actually matters. That is why some men can't get rid of that directionless feeling. They are not lost because the world forgot them. They are lost because they have not guarded their focus. They have not protected their mind. And then they wonder why their life feels hollow. But a man must understand something early, or he will lose years learning it the hard way. Purpose is not comfortable. It is not a passing feeling that lands on a man while he remains undisciplined, inconsistent, and full of excuses. Purpose is weight. Purpose is direction. Purpose is meaning heavy enough to change how a man lives. And that kind of meaning does not reveal itself to a man who cannot govern himself. So if you want to fulfill your purpose, then you must fix yourself. Because a man who cannot discipline his own life cannot carry anything greater. He cannot lead what he cannot govern. Not his time, not his habits, not his future. And this is where many men make their mistake. They want to fix their life without fixing the man living it. They want more clarity while protecting the very distractions that keep their mind clouded. They want purpose without sacrifice. But life does not work that way. A man becomes trustworthy through discipline. He becomes reliable through structure. And once a man reaches this point, becoming aligned with your purpose becomes easy. Alignment is built when a man stops negotiating with weakness. When he stops saying tomorrow. When he stops giving pleasure the authority that belongs to purpose. A man who is serious about rebuilding himself must become brutally honest. He must look at the wasted hours, the broken routines, the endless need for stimulation, the way he keeps reaching for noise whenever stillness begins to expose what needs to change. Because stillness and silence are not the enemy. The enemy is the version of a man who cannot sit with himself long enough to be corrected. That is why distraction is so dangerous. It does not destroy a man all at once. It weakens him quietly. It teaches him to avoid resistance. It makes him feel like he is living when he is only consuming. And the longer a man lives that way, the more miserable he becomes. Focus is the currency of strong men. What a man focuses on grows. What he tolerates remains. What he avoids begins to control him. If you keep feeding distraction, distraction will govern your future. If you keep tolerating inconsistency, inconsistency will become your identity. If you keep avoiding the work that would sharpen you, then avoidance will become the shape of your life. This is why working on yourself matters so much. It is not a selfish act. It is not vanity. It is responsibility. A strong man fixes himself because he understands that it is his duty. Bad habits don't stay in one place. They spread. These bad habits touch how a man speaks, how he loves, how he endures, and how he responds when pressure arrives. And pressure will arrive. It always does. The question is not whether life will test you. The question is what life will find when it does. Will it find the man with no structure, no standards, no real control over himself? A man who falls apart the moment discomfort appears? Or will it find a man who has already started the work? A man who has built order where there was once chaos? That is the dividing line. Because discipline is not punishment. It is protection. It protects a man from his own destruction. And the beautiful thing about discipline is that it does not ask a man to be extraordinary in every moment. It asks him to be faithful, to repeat what matters, to stay aligned when effort feels invisible, to remain committed when the reward is not immediate. That is where real strength is built. A man becomes who he is through repeated action. Every promise a man keeps to himself builds solidity. Every promise he breaks teaches his spirit that his own word cannot be trusted. And the man who cannot trust himself will never feel steady. That is why so many men feel unstable, not because they were born weak, but because they have been living against themselves, saying one thing, doing another. At some point, a man must stop asking life to rescue him from what his own choices keep producing. At some point, he must become serious enough to remove what is weakening him. Old habits, old distractions, old comforts. Anything that keeps pulling him back toward a smaller version of himself. Growth always demands separation. And yes, that path can feel lonely. But the discipline path often feels lonely because most people do not choose it. Most people choose the relief of distraction over the responsibility of pursuing their purpose. So let them. A man who is serious about his purpose cannot keep measuring himself against those who are committed to staying asleep. He has work to do. And when that work becomes sincere, something begins to shift. Pain stops feeling meaningless. Hardship stops looking like punishment. Because once a man has purpose, suffering changes shape. Pain without meaning breaks men. But pain with meaning can be endured. It can be used, studied, and turned into strength. Though a strong man does not worship pain, he does not run from it either. He learns from it. He lets it reveal where he is still weak, where he still requires correction. And somewhere in that rebuilding, a man may even find God. When this happens, a man will begin to understand God differently, not as a way to sound deep, as accountability, as a call to live cleanly, seriously, and truthfully. Because a man focused on God stops treating his life casually. He understands that attention matters. He understands that purpose is not something he chases through noise. It is something he becomes ready to carry. And readiness is built in silence, in obedience to small responsibilities, in the daily refusal to keep betraying what he knows is right. That is why a strong man does not spend his life trying to control everyone else. He puts his own life in order. He governs himself. He guards his focus. He takes responsibility. He fixes what is weak. And from that alignment, direction returns. So if your life feels scattered, if your mind feels divided, if your purpose feels distant, do not start by blaming the world. Start closer. Look at what has your attention. Look at what keeps stealing your discipline. Look at what you keep tolerating. Then fix yourself. Guard your focus. Carry your responsibility. Choose discipline over distraction. And before long, you will become aligned with your purpose.